Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, July 16th, 2014. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Leader of the opposition, Annie Eustace, says he is not going to give in to his critics who have repeatedly called for him to step aside as political leader of the New Democratic Party, the NDP. Addressing the first in a series of public meetings dubbed Ring the Bell in Langley Park last evening, Eustace said he is not going anywhere.
You know, I have been in Parliament for a long time now. As a matter of fact, this past month represented 16 years since I've been serving in the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I ain't stepping down now. I'm going to be part of the fight to move right in this election coming here. Let me tell you something, you know. Over the years, I have spoken all about. I have spoken here on this site several times. This is the last time I will speak here as leader of the opposition. The next time I speak as the Prime Minister of the...
Meanwhile, the opposition leader has raised another concern regarding the operations of former Registrar Tamara Gibson Marks. This time, he said he is in possession of legitimate photographs of Marks performing wedding ceremonies throughout different locations across the country. Eustace questioned whether the fees that were collected by the former registrar as payment for the service were ever passed on to the Accountant General. According to Eustace, he is currently collecting information and would bring such information to the public as it comes to hand. Meanwhile, Eustace has made it clear that he will not succumb to the daily abuse and threats often meted out to politicians, including himself. Eustace told the gathering at Langley Park that he had recently been threatened, but that he has been exposed to such things for so long that he's no longer bothered by such action.
Get threats. Up the last night, I threats against my family. I ain't going to the details about that, but I get that, but none of them frighten me. The New Democratic Party will take the reins of government in St. Vincent at the next election.
The Ministry of Agriculture on Monday launched its agriculture mechanization program, which will assist farmers in reducing the time used to plow their lands. Speaking to members of the media, Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar said some 1,000 acres will be brought under production by utilizing tractor services under the Farmer Support Company, the FSC. Minister Caesar said compared to manual labor, the tractor services provided to farmers will significantly reduce the length of time taken to prepare their lands.
Today we are on a parcel of land measuring some 3 acres, and I was advised that under ordinary working hours it would take some 3 weeks for 2 men to work on these lands to forage for the planting of potatoes. However, we are seeing today where it's taken less than 15 minutes to have these lands tractored and prepared in a way so that the planting process can begin.
Minister Caesar added that the ministry will be working in collaboration with private tractor owners and encouraged them to come forward and lend their services to farmers across SVG.
Several persons who came into the ministry already, and they would have registered with the Ministry of Agriculture as service providers to provide tractor services to farmers here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now asking farmers to register with the agricultural stations in the region, speak to your extension officers, get the information to them if you require the tractor services.
Meanwhile, farmers are being urged to get on board with the 2014 Tractor Services Program. According to Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar, the tractor services will be provided on credit where no down payment is needed. However, the cost for the service will be deducted from their reaping.
The farmer must first get in touch with the extension officer in the region. The extension officer is going to timetable a day when the tractor will be available to visit the farmer. I will advise that the farmer, the extension officer, and the tractor service provider that they meet on site. The extension officer is to verify the acreage that was tracted, and the farmer has to sign off that he would have received his justice. And upon reaping, the Farmers Support Company will deduct from sales the monies which were charged.
And Chief Agriculture Officer Leslie Grant said he believes that the program will improve the quality of production through the uniformity of plowing techniques used by farmers.
Manual labor, you have inconsistencies because the man might be tired after lunch, starts to do. You know, when you have the tractor, it is finely, and you have a better quality work done throwing of the soil.
As the Ministry of Agriculture seeks to revive the agriculture sector here, two private operators say they are doing their part in making this a reality. Speaking at the launch of the Ministry of Agriculture's mechanization program, private tractor owners and operators Cindy Kuma and Zara Sutherland said they have embraced the new initiatives aimed at developing the agriculture sector. Cindy Kuma outlined that while the ministry is doing its part, farmers need to see farming as a business venture that can be profitable if handled properly.
Use of technology and tractors operating on small plots or large plots, you're going to find that the farmer would have increased production, and at the same time the cost will be minimized because what the tractor will be able to do will be greater than what is done manually. So I'm encouraging farmers to take hold, make use of this opportunity, and therefore increase their yield, production, profit, and also reduce their costs.
Zara Sutherland added that with the world becoming more globalized, technology within the agriculture sector is the new norm. He advised that farmers clear their lands before the tractor comes to plow.
In the field of agriculture, where everyone is saying it's dying, it's going, we in the private sector going to try to revive agriculture. So we invest in equipments, tractors and other pieces of equipment, so we could grow a more modern technology. With the farmers, they need to remove the string, the stones and other things that is in the land, so the tractor could be more easier to maneuver, because the stones in the land and root damage the tractor and the equipment.
Senior officials of the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, the NTRC, will be meeting with residents in the Leeward area on Thursday to discuss a number of issues as they relate to ICT and the NTRC. The meeting, which will take place at the Leeward Learning Resource Center, will look at the increasing role that the NTRC is playing within the telecom sector, the internet, school and payphone projects being implemented by the NTRC, and the upcoming projects that Vincentians will benefit from. They will also look at issues affecting residents in Leeward with respect to the telecommunication services being provided by Lime, Digicel and Carib Cable. Thursday's meeting is expected to commence at 7 p.m. Still to come, government to take a holistic approach in the juvenile justice reform exercise for the continued development of SVG. More stories on the local scene when SVG-TV News continues. Don't go away. Welcome back. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines says it will continue to take a holistic approach in the juvenile justice reform exercise for the continued development and advancement of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Speaking on Monday at the opening of the two-week-long Juvenile Justice Reform Behavior Modification Forum, Minister of Youth and Social Development Frederick Stevenson says in the not-too-distant future they are hoping to complete the extension and renovation of the Liberty Lodge Boys Training Center and also institute a Child Protection Conference, among other projects, as part of the exercise.
We will be hosting behavior modification forums through the No Witness, No Justice campaign. We develop a national parenting framework strategy and training consultancy. We continue to train persons for improved child services for child protection. We'd execute 2 more phases of the 60 Now campaign, like we're doing this one. Then the risk assessment and mental health screening through training and certification. Family function therapy training and certification. We'd also have an operational and procedural manual developed for secure treatment facilities, and we know that these are all important activities pending. And so I am positive that all of these areas that are left to be done will be done during this year and early next year.
The youths are being urged to take up their role as torchbearers in the General Employees Cooperative Credit Union. Delivering the feature address at GECO's 50th anniversary lecture, the 3rd and final edition in its series, Kimberly Cambridge spoke about making the credit union relevant to young people. Cambridge said there are a number of persons who worked hard to build the union over the years, and it is important for the youths to keep it going.
This credit union has always been a young people's credit union. The staff is a young staff, all of them. There are currently about 25 staff members under the age of 35, which is a bit more than half the entire staff. And those that may be older chronologically, their ages do not count because they are young at heart. And for those die-hard pundits who say they have gray hair, let me just tell you, young people have gray hair too. The staff is a hard-working staff. I know because I was a part and I'm still a part of that family.
She outlined that the membership of GECO is roughly 34,000 strong and approximately just over 1/3 of the population of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Meanwhile, Cambridge used the opportunity to commend the credit union for the number of milestones it has achieved over the past 50 years.
Registered as a union 50 years ago with a share capital of $6. Within the space of 9 years, that number moved to $100,000. So our forefathers' monies were not cut out of those mattresses in vain. In 1981, GECO began its first scholarship program, and since its inception to date, this credit union has given over 219 scholarships to boys and girls of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The second module for Cohort 3 of a Leadership Development Program will take place here next week. The program is coordinated by the Caribbean Leadership Project, CLP, funded by the Canadian Department of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Development, DFA-TD, and executed by the Canada School of Public Service. The upcoming module, which will run from Monday, July 21st to the 25th, will be held at the Sunset Shores Beach Hotel and follows the previous module, which was held in Grenada. During the opening ceremony at the official residence of Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, he will address the third cohort, which comprises 24 permanent secretaries and officers of equivalent rank from 9 CARICOM countries and 3 regional organizations. Daniel Jolie, Councillor and Head of the Department of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Development, will be the other featured speaker at this event. As part of each module, the LDP participants will go on field trips in order to examine areas of leadership and public sector management that are working extremely well in the region. In the case of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the participants will be examining the International Airport Development Company Limited, the Central Water and Sewage Authority, the National Emergency Management Organization, and the St. Vincent Electricity Company.